What if I told you the real reason you're losing muscle after 60 has nothing to do with how much protein you eat, that it's not laziness, not aging, not even about exercise, but about a tiny missing signal inside your body, a signal that's been quietly fading for years. That's where today's story begins. See, I thought I was doing everything right. I was eating clean. I was walking daily. I even added protein shakes, but my legs still felt weak. My arms got tired faster, and every morning I woke up feeling older. Sound familiar? Well, what if the missing link isn't more protein, but a mineral that rebuilds muscle after 60, and that no one's talking about? A mineral that helps your body switch muscle back on, without needing to lift heavier, or eat like a bodybuilder. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how this non-protein muscle recovery process works, and why magnesium and muscle aging are more connected than most doctors will ever tell you. In fact, most folks don't even know they're missing it. But your body has been giving you little clues: tiredness, cramps, poor sleep. That aching feeling that recovery takes longer now. Here's the good part: once you fix this, your workouts start to feel worth it again. Your strength returns. Your confidence grows. You start moving through the day like yourself again. So stay with me, because coming up I'll walk you through a simple quiz to see if you're magnesium deficient, how to choose the right type, when to take it, and how real people just like Jim rebuilt their legs after years of sitting at a desk. You don't need to chase youth. You just need to support your body smarter, and it all starts right now. Are you ready to hear what no one's told you about getting stronger after 60? Let's go there together. Number 1. Muscle isn't lost, it's turned off. Most of us grew up believing that losing muscle is just what happens when we get older. It sneaks up slowly. Your arms feel softer. Your legs don't hold you like they used to. Climbing stairs gets harder. And soon, you start to believe it's all part of the aging package. But here's something I wish I had known 10 years ago. Muscle isn't lost, it's turned off. That's right. The muscle fibers are still there, but the signal to grow, repair, and stay strong has gotten weaker, almost like someone dimmed the lights. Science backs this up. A study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology showed that as we age, our anabolic signaling pathways, that's the part of the body that tells your muscles, hey, it's time to rebuild, become less active. Not gone, just quiet. Imagine your body like a home gym. The equipment is still there, but the electricity that powers everything has been turned down low. What causes that? A mix of things. Low-grade inflammation that lingers year after year. Drop in hormones like testosterone and growth hormone. More stress. Less sleep. Fewer signals to your brain that your muscles are still needed. And when those signals fade, your body assumes you're winding down. So it shifts energy away from building and toward preserving. Let me give you a real example. My friend Martha is 68. She was feeling weaker each year. Didn't want to go out as much. Struggled to carry groceries. When she finally got tested, her muscle mass was still there, just underused. But once she changed her recovery strategy, added a few key nutrients, and started sending her body the right messages again, her strength came back faster than she expected. That's the good news. You don't need to chase lost muscle. You just need to wake it back up. Muscle isn't broken. It's just waiting for the signal to come back online. So the real question is, how do we turn that signal back on? Well, that leads us to a surprising truth. Even if you're eating enough protein, it won't work by itself. And that's exactly what we'll explore next in number 2. Protein alone doesn't work without the right support. Now let's get something clear. Protein is important, but it's not a magic bullet. You've probably heard it 100 times. Eat more protein. Drink that shake. Stack it up after your workout. And sure, protein gives your body the raw materials it needs. It's like the bricks you'd use to build a house. But here's the catch. Even the best bricks won't matter if you don't have the builders, or the blueprint, or the tools to put it all together. Your body works the same way. If your digestion is off, if your cells are stressed, if your recovery signals aren't firing, Then protein just sits there, unused, stored, or worse, wasted. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed something pretty surprising. Older adults who consumed high-protein meals didn't actually build more muscle, unless they also had enough magnesium, vitamin D, and physical activity. That's because without the right support, your body struggles to turn that protein into real muscle. Let me tell you about my neighbor, Carl. He's 72, eats a clean diet, loves his chicken and eggs, but he told me, no matter how much protein he ate, his muscles stayed soft, his legs still felt weak. Turned out Carl was low in magnesium. He wasn't sleeping well, he had a lot of stress, and even though his meals looked good on paper, his body just couldn't put the pieces together. Once he added the right support, his protein started working again, and he said it felt like someone flipped a switch. That's the lesson here. It's not about adding more and more protein. It's about building the system that actually uses it. So if you've been doing everything right, eating well, staying active, but still not seeing strength return, it might not be about effort, it might be about support. And that brings us to something hardly anyone talks about, but it's been helping folks quietly for years. Let's talk about magnesium, the quiet hero behind muscle repair. That's coming up next in Number 3, magnesium, the quiet hero behind muscle repair. Let's keep going. For years I thought muscle health was all about eating enough and moving enough. Protein, check. Walking, check. But I never once thought about magnesium. Turns out, this quiet little mineral does way more than I gave it credit for. Magnesium is like that humble neighbor who never talks much, but without him the whole block falls apart. Here's what I didn't know until recently. Every single time your muscle contracts or relaxes, magnesium is involved. When your body makes energy, what's called ATP, it needs magnesium to activate it. No magnesium, no energy. Simple as that. And that's not all. Magnesium helps calm the nervous system. It fights off inflammation. It helps regulate blood sugar. And it's crucial for deep, healing sleep, all of which are key ingredients in rebuilding muscle. There's this study from the Journal of Aging and Health. They followed a group of adults over 60, and the folks with the highest magnesium intake had better grip strength, faster walking speed, and more lean muscle mass, even when their protein intake was the same. Crazy, right? I remember my own wake-up call. I was doing everything right, eating clean, lifting light weights, but my legs felt tired all the time, sore longer than they should be. And sleep, forget about it. A friend of mine who's a retired nurse said, "Have you ever checked your magnesium?" Honestly, I hadn't. I started taking magnesium glycinate, just a small amount at night, and within a week or so, something shifted. Sleep got deeper, aches got quieter, and I actually felt stronger after workouts, not broken down. That's when it hit me. Sometimes your muscles aren't weak. They're just waiting for the right conditions to come alive again. So before we rush to buy another protein tub or blame age for every ache, we've got to ask, is your body missing the basic tools to rebuild? Magnesium is one of those tools. It's not flashy, it's not trendy, but without it the whole machine slows down. Now you might be wondering, okay, but how do I know if I'm actually low in magnesium? Great question, because a lot of us are, and we don't even know it. Let's find out together in number 4. Are you magnesium deficient? Take the 5-symptom quiz. You might be surprised, shall we? All right, let's get real for a moment. You might be thinking, I probably get enough magnesium from my food. That's what I thought too. But modern life makes it surprisingly easy to fall short, even if you eat your veggies and take decent care of yourself. So, before we move on, let's do a little check-in, a kind of 5-symptom quiz. No need for a doctor's visit. Just tune into your own body. Symptom 1. Do you ever feel your legs cramping at night? Like someone twisting your muscles while you're trying to sleep? It's not always dehydration. Low magnesium can be a big culprit. Symptom 2. Do you struggle with sleep, falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking up still tired? That's often your nervous system crying out for magnesium. Symptom 3. Ever get that feeling of being tired but wired? Your body's exhausted, but your mind's racing. Magnesium helps calm down cortisol and support your rest and repair system. Symptom 4. Do your eyelids twitch, or do you feel weird little muscle spasms during the day? That was one of the first signs I noticed myself. Turns out it's often a classic magnesium shortage signal. Symptom 5. Do you feel more anxious, irritable, or foggy than you used to? Not like full-blown panic, but just this steady hum of unease. That's your brain telling you something's off. Now, if you nodded yes to even 2 or 3 of those, chances are you're running low on magnesium, and the crazy part is, a lot of doctors still don't check for this. Because blood tests only show about 1% of your body's magnesium. Most of it lives in your bones and cells, so you can be normal on paper, but still not feel like yourself. That happened to my brother-in-law. A big strong guy, but his legs kept cramping and he was constantly exhausted. Doctors said he was fine, but when he tried magnesium citrate, everything started turning around. Better sleep, less pain, more energy. Here's the big takeaway when your body feels off. It's usually not being dramatic, it's whispering, telling you something needs care. And magnesium is one of the first things to look at. So now you might be wondering, okay, if I do need magnesium, which one do I take? Because let me tell you, not all forms are created equal. Let's talk about that next in number 5. Choosing the right magnesium, what works and what doesn't. You'll want to get this one right. Shall we keep going? Okay. So you're convinced magnesium matters. Great. But now comes the tricky part, because not all magnesium is the same. And this is where most people, including me, once get tripped up. You walk into a store. You see a giant bottle labeled magnesium. It's cheap. It looks official, so you grab it. But if it's magnesium oxide, you might as well be tossing pennies in the wind. See, magnesium oxide is one of the most poorly absorbed forms. It passes right through your system. It might help with constipation, but it won't do much for your muscles, your energy, or your sleep. Now, let me tell you what does work. There are a few standout forms that your body actually recognizes and uses well. First up, magnesium glycinate. This one's like a gentle hug for your nervous system. It's easy on the stomach, helps calm the brain, and supports deep muscle repair while you rest. Then there's magnesium malate. Especially good if you feel tired all the time. It helps with energy production at the cellular level. I know a woman named Carol. She's 67, used to nap twice a day. But after switching to magnesium malate in the morning, she said, I didn't realize how foggy I'd been until I wasn't anymore. Magnesium citrate. Now this one helps with digestion and muscle cramps. Just be careful, because for some folks it can get your bowels moving a little too much. So go easy with the dose. And finally, there's magnesium threonate. This one's a bit fancier. It's able to cross into the brain, so it's been studied for cognitive health and sleep quality. Dr. Huberman even mentioned it in his podcast as part of his own nighttime routine. Here's the lesson. It's not about grabbing any magnesium. It's about choosing the right form for your body's needs. Tense muscles and poor sleep, try glycinate. Fatigue and brain fog, go for malate or threonate. Digestive tension or cramping, citrate may help. And don't stress. Sometimes it takes a little experimenting, but when you find the one that clicks, you'll feel the difference. Not overnight, but within a week or 2. Now you might be wondering when's the best time to take it, before bed, with food. Let's dig into that in. Number 6, when and how to take magnesium for best results. This next part could really unlock the benefits you're looking for. Let's keep going together, all right. So you found the right kind of magnesium. That's a big win already. But now comes the part most folks don't think about, timing and how you take it, because here's the truth. Magnesium isn't a just pop at any time supplement. Your body's needs shift throughout the day, and how well it absorbs depends on what's going on inside you. Let's break it down. Evening or nighttime, this is the golden window for most people. Why? Because magnesium naturally helps your body transition into the rest and repair mode. It calms your nervous system, lowers cortisol, supports melatonin production, and helps you ease into deep healing sleep. One study in the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences found that older adults who supplemented with magnesium before bed experienced better sleep efficiency and fewer nighttime awakenings. That means real, uninterrupted recovery, which is when your muscles do most of their rebuilding. So, if you're tossing and turning at night, or waking up stiff and sore, try magnesium glycinate or threonate about 30 to 60 minutes before bed with a small glass of water or a calming tea. Now what about during the day? If you're physically active or doing resistance training, taking a smaller dose of magnesium after your workout can help reduce soreness and support better muscle recovery. Think of it like this. You just worked your body. Now you're giving it the tools to rebuild and refuel. Some people pair magnesium malate or citrate with their post-exercise meal, and they say it cuts their recovery time in half. But here's a little heads up. Magnesium can compete with some nutrients for absorption. So, if you're taking a big multivitamin or calcium, it's often best to space magnesium apart by a couple hours. What about food? Most forms are better absorbed with meals, especially if you have sensitive digestion. And as always, start low, go slow. If you jump to a full dose right away, especially with citrate, it might surprise you in the bathroom. Just being honest. Here's what worked for me. A half dose of magnesium malate in the morning after breakfast, then magnesium glycinate before bed. That simple shift helped me sleep deeper, wake up less stiff, and recover faster after workouts. I didn't change anything else, just the timing. It taught me something valuable. It's not just what you take. It's how and when you take it that turns the dial from just okay to wow, I feel different. Now let's put the puzzle pieces together. Magnesium is just one part. To really unlock full recovery, we've got to combine it with other daily habits. That's where we're heading next in. Number 7. Real recovery equals sleep plus movement plus calm mind. This next piece ties everything together and shows you what real healing looks like from the inside out. Let's be real for a second. Sometimes we do all the right things. Take the supplements, eat the protein, even try a bit of stretching. And yet we still wake up sore, still feel like our muscles aren't bouncing back, still dragging through the day. That's because recovery isn't just a checklist. It's a whole body conversation. And 3 things need to show up to the table: sleep, movement, and a calm mind. Let's start with sleep. Not just I went to bed at 10, but real, deep, restorative sleep. That's where muscle repair happens. Hormones get made, inflammation cools down, and your cells do their cleanup work. One study in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that even just one night of poor sleep reduced the body's ability to make new muscle proteins. Imagine that. You work out, eat right, but one night of tossing and turning and your muscle repair hits a wall. That's why magnesium at night, along with a quiet wind-down routine, isn't just a nice-to-have. It's critical. Now movement. Gentle, consistent, intentional movement. Not just once a week, but something every day. Even if it's walking around the block, doing a few bodyweight squats in the kitchen, or stretching your calves before bed. You see, movement sends the signal to your body, hey, these muscles matter. Let's keep them strong. It keeps blood flowing, nutrients circulating, and it prevents that slow fade that comes from too much sitting. Finally, let's talk about the one thing people often overlook: your nervous system. If you're stressed, worried, always on edge, your body stays in fight or flight mode. And in that mode, muscle building just doesn't happen. Your brain is too busy sounding the alarm to let the body heal. That's why finding small moments of calm, whether it's breathing deeply before meals, sitting quietly with your coffee in the morning, or listening to calming music at night, can make a surprising difference. It's not woo-woo, it's biology. In fact, the parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest system, needs to be active for your body to shift into repair mode. and magnesium helps support this calm state. Here's what I learned the hard way. You can't force your body to heal, you have to invite it. And that invitation looks like better sleep, gentle movement, and a peaceful mind. When all three show up, recovery becomes a rhythm, not a struggle. Now, let's go one layer deeper. Because even when we think we're doing things right, there are three sneaky mistakes that block muscle regrowth after 60. And most people don't even know they're making them. Let's break those down next in. Number 8. 3 costly mistakes that block muscle regrowth after 60. You know what's frustrating? Trying your best, eating better, walking more, even adding some light weights. And still, your strength just won't come back the way you hoped. It's not your fault. The truth is, a lot of us are unknowingly making small mistakes that quietly block our progress. Let me share 3 of the most common ones. Ones I wish someone had told me about years ago. Mistake number 1, taking protein without timing it right. Yes, you might be adding more protein, but when you eat it matters. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that spreading protein evenly throughout the day rather than saving it all for dinner supports better muscle protein synthesis. That means a little protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner is more effective than a huge steak at 7 p.m. I used to think I was doing great with one big protein shake after my walk. But once I split it up across the day, I actually started feeling stronger. Mistake number 2, not lifting heavy enough. Now, I'm not saying you should bench press 200 pounds. But here's the thing, muscle responds to challenge. And as we age, our threshold changes. Many seniors stay in the comfort zone, walking, doing light stretching. And that's great. But it doesn't send the signal to rebuild stronger muscle. You need a little resistance. That might be resistance bands, bodyweight squats holding onto the kitchen counter, or light dumbbells. It's about progressive tension, not punishment. The study from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that older adults who practiced resistance training just twice a week significantly improved strength and muscle mass in 12 weeks. Mistake number 3, ignoring recovery tools. This is the one that hit me hardest. I was doing everything right, but I was always tired, sore, and not bouncing back. Turns out, I was low in magnesium, and that was sabotaging all my hard work. Your body needs certain nutrients, like magnesium, to turn exercise into actual muscle repair. If you're not recovering, your body thinks it's being punished, not trained. That's why recovery isn't lazy. It's where the real growth happens. The lesson: it's not just about what you're doing, it's about what you might be missing. Take a moment to ask yourself, am I timing my meals? Am I challenging my body just enough? Am I giving myself the right tools to recover? When you fix these 3 mistakes, you give your body a real chance to bounce back, to grow, to feel strong again. And you don't have to take my word for it. Let me introduce you to someone who lived it. Next up, number 9. Real story, how Jim rebuilt his legs after 30 years in sales. Jim wasn't a gym guy. He was a sales rep for over 30 years, always on the road, living out of coffee cups and convenience store lunches. He hit his late 60s, and his legs started to feel like dead weight. Climbing stairs got harder. Getting up off the couch took effort. And deep down, he thought, this is just age catching up. But something in him wouldn't accept that as the end of the road. Jim's story started to change the day he heard someone say, muscle isn't lost, it's turned off, and it can be turned back on. That hit him hard. He started slow. He added 2 short resistance workouts a week using resistance bands. He didn't even break a sweat at first, but he was showing up. Then he looked at his nutrition. He was eating decent protein, but recovery was a mess. He was sore for days, couldn't sleep, always stiff in the mornings. Then he heard about magnesium, not some supplement ad, but a podcast by Dr. Andrew Huberman talking about magnesium muscle aging and how magnesium works at the cellular level. Jim started reading and learned that magnesium helps convert ATP into usable energy. And it's essential for calming the nervous system so the body can repair. He started taking magnesium glycinate at night, about 300 mg. And within a week, he was sleeping better, less cramps, less brain fog, and more drive to move. After a month, he added magnesium malate in the morning, paired it with vitamin D, and made sure he got some sunshine on his walk each day. 8 weeks in, he said his legs didn't feel like anchors anymore, they felt like his. He still had stiffness some mornings, but instead of feeling helpless, he had tools. He had a plan. The research backs this up. One 2022 study in the Nutrients Journal found that magnesium supplementation improved muscle performance and reduced fatigue in older adults within just 8 to 12 weeks. Jim wasn't chasing youth. He was building strength in a new way, a smarter way. The lesson from Jim's story: you don't need a gym membership or perfect health to start. You just need a little curiosity, a willingness to try, and the right pieces to support your body from the inside. That kind of strength, that kind of hope, it's not something you buy. It's something you unlock. And that leads perfectly into our final part. Magnesium isn't magic, but it unlocks what is already yours. So here we are. You've made it through the science, the stories, and the simple truths. We've talked about how muscle isn't just lost with age. It's turned off by stress, inflammation, poor sleep, and missing signals. We've seen that protein alone doesn't work unless your body knows how to use it. And we've uncovered the quiet, overlooked mineral that helps your cells wake up again: magnesium. No, it's not magic, but it works like a key, unlocking the systems inside you that already know how to grow, how to heal, how to rebuild. You don't need a younger body. You just need better conditions. You've learned how to spot a magnesium deficiency, how to choose the right form, how to time it right, and how to pair it with the right mindset, movement, and recovery. You've heard real stories from people just like you, folks who felt stuck, tired, weaker than they wanted to admit, and who found a new path forward. Not by pushing harder, but by supporting their body smarter. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about respecting your body, giving it what it's been asking for, and letting it respond the way it was designed to. You don't need to fear aging. You just need to understand it. And magnesium, well, it might just be the missing link your muscles have been waiting for. If this video gave you even one insight, one small shift that made you think, I can do this, then I hope you'll consider subscribing. We've got more coming. More tools, more encouragement, more ways to help you keep moving forward. So hit that subscribe button, click the bell, and share this with someone you care about. Because growing stronger after 60, it's not just possible, it's personal, and your story is just getting started.